All right, folks, it is a Tuesday morning and I've got a project in mind that I'm hoping to design, engineer, build, and complete all today. Pretty big task, but I think I should be able to make it for one big reason, and that big reason is I don't really care about quality. I'm gonna turn this trailer into a mobile chicken coop. Basically something that we can take, move around the yard, and allow the chickens to weed for us. Because we've got issues with weeds, especially this year with all that rain and snow and moisture that we had all winter long. We've got weeds coming up like crazy. So I've been wanting to do this for a while. This was actually abandoned on our property several years back. Nobody ever came to claim it. It's just been sitting around. I've used it to kind of haul some light wood and stuff like that here and there, but I thought this would make a great mobile chicken coop. It would basically allow me to create a home on it, build out the frame, pin it in, and it's already got wheels on it. Yeah, so that's the plan, is we're basically going to take this, turn it into a mobile chicken coop, and I'm hoping to do it all today. I'm probably not going to explain a lot of what I'm doing. I'm just going to let you watch. And the biggest reason for that is because I'm kind of making this up as I go. I've got some rough ideas in my mind of what materials to use and how I want to do it, but I have not really designed this out or done any other like serious looking at it, other than let's just jump in and build it and make something happen. So it's going to be pretty rough. It's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of derby welding, as Matt from Matt's Off-Road Recovery would put it, because I'm just going to be taking rusty pieces of metal and welding to painted pieces of metal and just kind of hammering my way through it to see if I can't get it all done today, so that we can start putting it in use and hopefully maintain some sort of weed control in our property. Okay, I've got this pulled in here. I've got it leveled out, and I'm already kind of starting to think about changes that I need to make to my original plan. First thing I notice is that it's quite a bit more narrow than I was picturing it in my head. But I think that's going to be just fine. And also, this bed is a little bit longer than I was picturing in my mind too. I'm pretty sure this is just kind of a rough four-wheeler trailer, and so I was picturing it a little bit shorter than it is right now, but it's going to be just fine. I think it's going to work great and still function the way that I was hoping that it would. So like I said, I'm pretty much just going to try and dig in and kind of set you up so you can kind of see the progress as it happens, because I'm just figuring that out in my mind as things go along. I will tell you that the plan is to put some sort of an enclosed coop up on this end here, kind of up towards the tongue, and then I'm planning to stretch this out probably back to around here somewhere, to basically kind of make this as long as I can, to have as much space as I can for these chickens to graze and peck and do what they're going to do during the day. And then we're going to enclose it with some sort of fencing, chicken wire, stuff like that, so that obviously they're in here, can't get out. I do have some long corrugated sheets of metal that came off of the building that our business is in when we remodeled that, that I salvaged. And those are about 12 feet long, so that's where I'm getting that length from. That's going to go on the roof, and that's probably going to create the coop enclosure part on the front there. And then I've got that jack there. You might remember that from a couple of weeks ago. That guy right there. I anticipate that building this out, extending it out, is going to make it kind of tail heavy. So we're going to put that jack right back here on the end as a third wheel, so that it stands just like it is, level. That's supporting it from the back, and with the dual wheels on that, that should allow it to roll fairly well, so that hopefully you can just come hook a chain or strap or something to the tongue, pull it, turn it, move it to its next spot, so that the chickens can kind of clear out the next location. So that's the plan. We'll see if it all comes together like I hope it should, and I hope it can in my head in real life. So I'm going to get to work here. So I was just looking everything over, and I think I understand now why this was abandoned so long back. If you look at this, you see that wobble there? Yeah, both sides are in that bad of shape. The bearings on this are completely shot, and probably that axle's kind of trash because it won't function as a trailer going down the road anymore. I guess I'll put it that way. It would not last very many miles before you had some serious issues, so that just makes it even more perfect for this application, where it just needs to roll like 20 feet at a time kind of a deal. So anyways, I just thought I'd show you that. That was kind of funny to find. I hadn't noticed that before as I kind of moved it around the property and did a couple of my chores with it. So alright, here's where I'm at. I went into the house, had some lunch, came back out, did some more welding. The welder got hot, so I ran back and got the sheet metal that I'm going to stick on it while the welder cooled down. And then I pretty much wrapped up all the welding I needed to do, I think. There might be more, we'll see. But I think I've done all the welding I need to do, and I'm ready to start wrapping it in chicken wire and then put the sheet metal on. So here's what I've got. You can see up here, this is going to be the box. I'm going to put sheet metal on that so that it's enclosed. I'm going to leave this gap down here. The sheet metal will sit on that rail down there, and then I'm probably going to block up a gap here, hopefully to help with some ventilation, so hopefully it doesn't get too hot in there. But for the most part, I don't think the chickens are going to be in there except for at night. They're going to be out here grazing. So I've got down stakes, you can see that. That'll hold the chicken wire just a few inches off the ground. I've got the rails on for the tin, the metal that'll go on top of this. And then same thing, got down stakes. I put an access door here that'll allow you to access kind of the outdoor part of the coop. And then I've also got an access door here. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to close that right now. But that is going to allow you to access the indoor part of the coop, so that you can clean and get in, get eggs. We might put some laying boxes in here at some point. I don't know, but I figured it's just one of those things. Any pen that I do, I want to have access. I want to be able to get a big enough vehicle, big enough body. I just want good access to get in and do what I need to do on stuff like that. So yeah, I think I've got all the welding done, and then pulling it out here, I just used this four-wheeler and just used the chains on it, hooked it to the back of the four-wheeler and pulled it, and it pulled great. Did really good. I was really pleased with how easily it wanted to move, and that tail wheel followed pretty good, even getting hung up on some of those rocks, bounced along good. So I'm pleased, I'm excited. So oh, I think I hear some jets. We get this quite often out here. Oh, you could see it. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see that. They're way over there. Just barely going across the skyline back there. We get it often. Oh, there comes the second one. flying across there. We get it quite often. I think I think it's Nellis. There's a third one. Down north of Las Vegas. I think this is a flight path. They come across here and then right through this gap, right through here, they want to turn and then kind of head south. And we get jets all the time. We get, like the big cargo style military planes and stuff like that that come through here, sometimes really quite low. It's pretty cool to see. But anyways, that was a squirrel moment. So I'm gonna grab the chicken wire. I'm gonna start wrapping this. I'm gonna wrap it first because I know it's probably gonna like overlap up here and stuff like that, and I'd rather have it underneath the sheet metal to help tie it in versus on top of it. You'll probably kind of figure that out as I start putting sheet metal on, how I'm gonna handle that. But I'm gonna get it wrapped first, get that tied on. I'm gonna go ahead and do it drywall style, where I'm just gonna go right over top of the doors, everything like that, and then I'll cut that stuff out after the fact, kind of a deal. Yeah, I'm gonna get to it. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned that. I pulled it here because there's shade. Right now the sun's not really out and too bad, but it's really quite cool and shady with all these trees here. That's kind of why I'm in these crapped quarters right here versus out in the open of the driveway or something, is I wanted the shade to work in. So that's why I'm working here with these branches and stuff and willing to deal with that, is because it's shady and it's kind of cool, and so that's why I'm here. Okay, I'm not done yet, but the day is not over yet either. I've got to go change real quick because I'm an absolute mess. And Toner and I are going to go do a quick search and rescue session training tonight. Quick search and rescue training session tonight. So I'm going to go do that. But here's what I've got. I've got the roof screwed down, and I think I've got the wire pretty much wrapped around pretty good. There's going to be like the seams need to be kind of wired up, stuff like that. I've got metal on this, the door. I've still got these two sides and the roof of that I need to put metal on, but I think I've got it all cut. So it's just a matter of laying it on, screwing it down. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to tie together some seams. I bet my wife will probably help me with that. Got this door here tied up and ready to go, so it's pretty much done. But I'm probably gonna come back tonight when I get back home, depending on what time that is, and finish this up, so that I think it will be a one-day project from beginning to finish, which is pretty impressive. I mean, maybe you're not impressed, but I'm impressed that I did all that. So probably be a few little kinks to kind of work out, stuff like that. I'm a little worried about the bottom, how loose it is. I don't know if that's going to be an issue with chickens getting out, but I've already come up with a solution to that I think there's some wire that we've got from an old fence that we can take, wrap around the bottoms, and kind of tie that all tight. And so anyways, that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna go get cleaned up real quick, run and do that training session, and then hopefully the next thing you'll be seeing is this thing done tonight. Okay guys, it's finished. I told you I'd come back and do it. I've been using a headlight, hopefully be able to see okay. But yeah, got it pretty well finished up. Still need to fill in a couple spots like that. Maybe it has some holes in it, but roof is on. This is enclosed. Like I said, we've got this bottom part open that's going to allow for some ventilation in there. Now we'll probably put a roost like up in here somewhere, so that at night they can still get up out where they're not, you know, open to all the elements and stuff like that down there, but they can get up high up in there. But should allow it to not get so hot in here. That'll open up completely so you can see inside, collect eggs, clean out whatever you need to do. This is all enclosed, and then you've got this hatch here that's open. Get inside here, do whatever you need to do in here. That's all enclosed there with an opening right there. Still probably need to figure out a little bit of a ladder, but honestly they've got that axle right there. They could jump on, get on that platform up in. I think it's probably going to be just fine. So got her done. Anyways, I will show you in the daylight how it looks when it's all set up and finished up out there, and we've got chickens in it and all that stuff. I did it. I completed the challenge. I built a complete outdoor mobile chicken coop pretty much from scratch. I'm going to call it from scratch in one day. Beginning to finish, got it all done. I would feel comfortable sticking chickens in it right now knowing that they're going to stay in. And so that's super exciting. But I'm going to call it a night because it's late. I'm tired. I have not had any dinner yet. And it's just time to be done for the day. So I'll show you the finished product once I've got it all set up and ready. So I thought I'd show you real quick the chicken coop kind of in its final, well, I think final form. I made a few adjustments since the last time I worked on it. Probably most notable is the edging around the bottom. We had chickens that kept getting out, and so that provided a flexible base that you could see almost flat down here but really tucked in up there, so that when you're on uneven ground like that, it kind of conforms and keeps them in. So now we've got our chickens in here, their water. In where they are used to be a bunch of little tumbleweeds. You can kind of see them out here, these guys. Green tumbleweeds coming up, but you can see they did a pretty good job of cleaning that up. There's some foxtails and stuff that they didn't want too much because they're old and dried and too big. But they're doing their job, taking care of some of those weeds. So I added in, this is a set of sheds that I found this year. So I added them in. This one here acts as a block so that the door doesn't swing too far. And then this one here acts as a handle. So undo that. And you can see that kind of hits the edge there, props the door open so it doesn't swing all the way. And then we've got our nesting boxes. Even got an egg in there. That's great. They're kicking out the sawdust. But we've got 4 nesting boxes there. We've got a perch for them to get up on and roost. And yeah, kind of set up that way so they're kind of getting used to it. Close that up. This is an old chain that the latch wasn't working on, so I just cut that off. And then this is a lock washer that I just welded on, cut a slot, so that closes up. What else? I think that's about it. So Oh, I did have to put another bar here. So that second bar, I added on just a couple of days ago too, because this, so that weld looks terrible, but that's because it's a double weld. This actually tore the bar. It was a good weld. This is just thin wall, and that whole thing twisted just because it was dug into the ground. So I had to add this extra bar here as a support, kind of double that up just to give it a little bit more strength. I'm sure there's going to be some more tweaks and things that need to be done along the way, but so far it's functioning the way that I hoped it would. So pretty cool. I'm really stoked that that came out as good as it did and as functioning as well as it did, and I'm hoping we can get a lot of good use out of it and really make an impact on the weed problem out here. So that's that. So yeah, that's the finished piece. Hope you enjoyed that setup. If you've got any questions about it, drop it down below, or if you've got any hints or tips. This is my first time dealing with a mobile coop like that, so drop them down in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you have to say.